안녕하세요 from Korea. Welcome to Dick's Matchup. It is Dongjinal, which means I'm making Patjuk. Why am I making Patjuk on this day? Well, it's very special. This is the longest night. So it's cold out there, the night is the longest it's going to be, and that means the ghosts are coming. Here in Korea, ghosts hate this color. It's sticky, it's purple, and it's perfect for scaring away ghosts, but it's also very delicious. Alright, let's start. You take this, you stick it on the wall of your house, and the ghosts will come in. How cool is that? Do you think my wife will let me do that? Maybe not. We better not mention it. I think it's probably easier to just eat the red bean rather than put it on the walls. But if you were going to put it on the walls, it would need to be soft. So we're going to soak our red beans. Soak them overnight or at least for about 8 hours. You just want them soft. It's just going to help them cook a little easier because we want soft beans and you don't want hard hunks of bean in your porridge. Once that's done, you're actually going to boil it. It's almost like you're cleaning them. Just boil them, and once it's boiling, take it off. Turn off the heat, throw out the water. But we're going to return it to here and we're going to put an exact measurement of water this time. 800 mils of water for this many beans. If you're using more beans, put more water. Then you're going to cook that for an hour and just let that do that while we prepare the other ingredients. First, our rice. This is glutinous rice, 찹쌀 rice, and we want to make sure that we're soaking it, get it nice and soft, and now we're going to make a little rice balls. So, glutinous rice flour, 찹쌀가루, and mix it with a little bit of water slowly. Don't put in too much. If you put in too much, it's going to be, the mixture's not going to be right, so you're actually going to have to put in more flour. But that's fine too. If it's too runny, just throw in some more sort of 찹쌀 flour a bit at a time until it comes right, and vice versa. If it's too dry like clay, just add in a little tiny amount of water, and you'll find that you'll get a nice consistency that's sort of like Play-Doh, and then it'll be perfect. And knead this 5 minutes. It'll get sticky, that's okay, just move it quickly. So keep it moving in the bowl, pushing, pushing, pushing. You'll get a much more sort of elasticity, almost, it'll get a chewier rice ball. I've had rice balls in the past where I've done this. It wasn't quite as chewy as the one I made. Still delicious, so don't worry. If you under-knead it, it'll still be okay. But the more you knead it, the better it will be. Now look at that, perfect. We've got a tiny bit of water there. That's exactly it. So just let them cool because we're going to have to push it through a sieve. While that's cooling, let's make our little rice balls. So these are sort of sat there for about 30 minutes at this point, and now it's perfect to take apart and roll up. So just sort of, you can measure them out or just do it by eye. I sort of just did it by eye, put it in half and then started rolling. Pretty simple. Simple roll, nice balls, not too big, but just basically make sure they're all the same size. Throw those in a pot of water, and they're ready once they start to float. That's how easy it is. Because remember, we're actually going to put these back into the porridge later. So, take them out of the water and set them aside. They'll be fine. They're not going to dry. They'll be back in the water in about 20 minutes. Make sure you get all of these beans through this little sieve, through our mesh here. We're pushing this through. We don't want all the outer covering, and we want all the delicious red bean, almost like, how to describe it? It's like almost like it becomes like a powder, a wet sort of powder. It's delicious though, and that's all the flavor that we want without the sort of flavorless outer coatings. At this point, we're adding 500 mils of water to this, and that'll give us the right amount of water that we need for our porridge. At the same time, it also helps us get more of this, runs this through. So there you can see that. And as it comes out, you can see what I mean by it's almost like this floury consistency, this, it looks like mud, but it's delicious mud. That's the important thing. Get all of that out and look, mix it in with our water. That's perfect. And then we're going to boil this. Because we added that water in, we want the water to disappear, and that will make the flavor. So add in 3 teaspoons of sugar, a bit of salt, but don't stress too much. You can add more sugar. You can even add more sugar later if you want. Taste it first and see how you go. Once that's done, I'm adding in our rice. Now, when the rice is finished cooking, everything should be ready. It should have boiled down. It's starting to thicken up. That's what the rice does to the porridge. Next time I make it, I don't think I'm going to add rice. My wife said she likes it without it. But in that case, I have to use a little bit less water when I do that. And now we're adding in our 찹쌀 balls, and we keep an eye on it. At this stage, you should probably want to taste it. See if you want to add some more sugar or a little bit more salt. And then just keep boiling it down. This will take about 10 minutes on sort of a high. Make sure you're getting everything off the bottom. Don't let anything stick to the bottom. Keep boiling it until it reaches a consistency that you're happy with. Sticky is the way to go. So not too runny and not too thick. If it's too runny, it'll be flavorless. If it's too thick, it'll still be quite delicious, but you might find that you don't get as sort of much sauce as you might want. So it is up to your preference. But however you make it, I'm sure it'll turn out fine. Alright, let's try some. Yep. Yeah, that hits the spot. Alright, let's get one of these things. Look at that. Those are the rice balls we made earlier. Oh yeah. It's so good. Really kneading those added a lot of sort of texture to them. They're a bit chewier than I normally make them. I think I've made them in the past. I haven't kneaded it as long. They're not quite as good. These ones are perfect. Alright, I'm going to eat this. Thanks for watching and 안녕히 계세요. See you next time.